It's the biggest night of the year for the premier division at Stafford. It's the NAPA Auto Parts SK5K, the 9th running of the special event. So the first part of this pit preview will focus on the SK Modifieds, as Kyle's standing by with our defending SK5K winner.
And Bonssa will begin our trip around the pits with the defending winner of the NAPA SK5K, Mike Christopher Jr. And Mike, that win just over a year ago. What does this race mean to this division here at Stafford as the defending winner?
Well, it's obviously our biggest race. A lot of preparation goes into it. You know, changing things on the race car, and not only the fuel cell, but a little bit of setup thing too for the long distance race. But it means a lot to the track too. Obviously, we should get a good crowd here today to you know, put on a good show, and NAPA and their support. This is their culmination of how much shows how much they help us. So it is a big deal.
Heading into the month of August, winless for you thus far this season. What's it going to take for you to end that winless drought here tonight?
Well, we need tires, and we got those, so we're going to have 3 of them on tonight, so that'll help. And then we need a little bit of luck. Obviously, we wrecked out last week, and you know that doesn't help. But yeah, you always need a little bit of luck. You obviously need a good race car and a good team behind you, and I think we have that. We've been getting better the past couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to a long distance race. I feel like it really suits me a little bit better than I don't know, it just does.
Good luck to hear tonight.
All right, thanks a lot.
That's the defending winner of the NAPA SK5K. Nicole LaRose has been able to catch up with a driver that is looking for his first win in this prestigious event.
Bryan Narducci started off the season as one of the most consistent drivers here in the SK Modifieds, and it looks like your luck took a little bit of a turn in recent weeks. I know last week you had a wreck in the heat race, and a week before that you had to run a backup car here with a motor blowing, but tonight the SK5K, looking to turn the season around. Tonight is a good night to do it.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't really run good in any 5Ks, but I think now that I'm in top-notch equipment like we have here at Petty Cash Motorsports, I think we'll have a good chance tonight. Our car's always real consistent throughout the whole race, never really falls off, so I'm really excited for tonight. Finally got some new tires. The whole tire shortage thing really sucks, but finally able to put tires on, so we'll see what it can do.
How do you approach the strategy for the race when you don't know how many laps it's going to be?
I mean, one way or another, it's longer than an SK race, at least by half of another SK race. So I think you just gotta go for it, you know? It's not a tour mod where the tires really fall off. Last year I made the mistake of riding around for the first 60 laps and it went green for 90. So I had 10 to go and I was a straightaway behind everybody else. So I definitely don't think that's the way to go about it. And I know the people that finished 1-2 last year didn't really ride around. So I think you just try to go, get what comes to you at the beginning. Obviously, you don't want to wreck early, but just see what happens.
Bryan Narducci going to try to get to the front and stay there in tonight's SK5K, hopefully get a win. Now we're going to throw it to Bonssa with David Arute.
Nicole, it's been quite a couple years for David Arute, to say the least. 5 SK Modified wins. You've been in this division for several years now. What has changed over the last season to have 2 seasons for you guys to really lock in and get these great finishes?
I think it's just been seat time. This is my 5th year in the division. Coming in the first 2 years, I knew we were going to have to learn a lot. There's guys that have been in here in this division my entire life, and they have a notebook bigger than we started with, and we had to build that. In the beginning years, it was a struggle, just like everyone else that's jumped into the SK division, but we put our time in, we worked hard in the shop. We took our bad finishes and moved on and learned a lot, and that's where we're at now.
Now we got the SK5K, which is a little bit different. We don't know how many laps it's going to be. So as a driver, how do you approach this event?
I just am approaching it as it's a long distance race. As if you can't say it's going to be 60 lapper, because if it's 80, you're going to screw yourself up, and you got 20 laps that you got to come up with another game plan. We're just going to go into it as it's the longest distance, 80 laps. Either way, whatever it is, I'm excited. I like the long distance races. It's going to show who could save their car the most, and I like doing that. I like holding on, keep everything in the car for the last 10 laps or so, but recently it's been 20 laps. You got to get to where you are, and that's it. And you got to get there and hold on for dear life afterwards. But we'll see what tonight's race brings. There's quite a few cars here tonight. Going to be a pretty stiff competition. We'll hopefully start farther up than mid-pack. I'm hoping top 10 at least, but we'll see where we start, and we'll go from there.
David Arute looking for his first SK5K win. He's already got one big win, the TC13 shootout, looking to get another one tonight. Now we're going to go to the SK Lights where Kyle Rickey standing by with one of our hottest drivers in the division.
And Bonssa, that driver is Alex Pearl, currently third in the championship standings, but 2 months ago, to begin the month of June, you were 23rd in points after a rough start to the season. Been the no doubt the biggest mover in the division. Is that something that you stay up with week in and week out?
Yeah, a little bit. That's actually a pretty good stat line, Kyle. Yeah, I try to check the points every so often and see where we're at. The season's winding down and running out of time to get there.
Third in points. Do you feel like you have enough time, though, if you continue to run at the pace that you've been running at the last few weeks? Top 4 finishes the last 3 features.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, the field is so big that if one of us has a bad night, it's 50-point swing right there. So pretty much we're mathematically like one race out, and there's enough races that we can get done.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Alex Pearl currently third in the championship standings. Nicole is with another driver, third in points in the limited late models.
Devin Jensick, always one to watch here in the limited late models. Now, you have a win earlier in the season. It's been kind of a drought for you, though. I know you're used to running up front, but car's been pretty good. What's your feelings going into tonight?
I'm pretty confident tonight. Last week, the car wasn't very good. We changed a little bit. It didn't work. We kind of went back to what we had before, and I also feel like I've kind of thrown away a couple good finishes myself. 2 weeks ago, I was third, and I just overdrove the corner. I think in like the last 2 weeks, I've given away like 20 points on the championship, so it's kind of a hard one to swallow, especially with a car that I feel like is a consistent top 3 car every week.
Despite his success here in the limited late models, we still have to keep in mind he's a fairly new driver to this division, and you know, Devin Jensick, he's looking for another win here tonight. Now we're going to throw it to Bonssa, who's standing by with Adrian Paradis.
Ever since missing a feature about a month and a half ago, Adrian Paradis III has scored nothing but top 5s, including a win. You got a top 5 last week, but it didn't exactly come easy, Adrian. What happened?
No, actually, in the first practice, we broke a rocker stud on the number 5 intake valve, so I was running on 7 cylinders the whole day. We talked to Rad, you know, after that practice, and you know, asked if it would hurt the motor because we wanted to, you know, get some points. You know, we figured we'd be about mid-pack. Never expected to be finishing 4th with almost a 3rd.
Now, you've been in the backup car since you had the big wreck in turn 4. You said before you got in the car that this car was basically as good as the primary car. Here we are now. What do you think?
We got this car very close to what I had when we wrecked. So I'm going to say this car is about as good as the other one right now, but I think we can get it better.
If he can get it better, then watch out, because he already has 1 win this year, looking for 2. That's Adrian Paradis III, looking to return to victory lane to street stocks, and we'll see how all the features go tonight. If you're not here, we hope to see you here, and if you are here, we're going to go to the booth and get this fun started.